Alright, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. Alright, so I just want to get into this article. And, hey, man, see your prophecy, man. Alright? And, hey, my brother's been constantly talking about this whole day as I was watching, certain brothers do lessons about that 7.7 earthquake that hit between Cuba and Jamaica. All right. Hey, Lord is telling you something, man. Not only that, because you can say, well, it's always been earthquakes, Well, you got to understand now, it's something major has been happening every single day this month. And like we always say, like we've been saying, this is only the first month. This is only the first month. And the Lord is showing you that he's not messing around, man. All right, major celebrities are being put to death. Major pestilences are hitting the world hard. Last year, there was a damn near protest. It was popping up, violent protests damn near everywhere in the world just back to back, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, all over, man. We know Venezuela is still going through it. So hey, man, they say peace and safety, and yet sudden destruction. There's no peace coming to this place, man. All right, there's no peace coming to this place, and whoever thinks that is clearly mistaken. They're clearly in stage 5, man. As they say, there's 5 stages of sleep, which stage 5 is the deepest stage of sleep. Well, those people that think that peace are coming, they're clearly in stage 5, man. I was looking at a few an article showing the streets of Wuhan, China, all right, where apparently the coronavirus started at, man. And it is not only in there. I also saw something where they was going to quarantine Miami. You got news of it being in people having it over there in California. Over where else? Chicago. France. All right, hey, man. So there's no nothing good is getting ready to come to this place, man. The scriptures say there's no peace to the wicked. All right. So the Most High is bringing these pestilences, and as the scriptures say, who is he that may turn them back? In 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. So it says, take it or leave it. Trump's empire-style plan to bring war rather than peace to the Middle East. All right. And it says U.S. President Donald Trump's deal of the century has turned out to be nothing but another colonial empire-style plan ignoring not just the interests of the Palestinians, but the UN decisions as well, analysts told RT. All right? Because, hey, as the scripture said in Revelation 17, these other nations really bow down to America, man. America has the biggest say-so. Now, this is going to, as we see through the spirit, these other nations not cool with it, man. That's why their allies, like Turkey, one of the ones I could think of, is turning their backs on them now, man. You got the Brexit going on. So there's a lot of things going on that's against Esau, man. These things, are for his downfall. His allies are going with his enemies, what's going to leave him desolate, as the scriptures also say in Revelation 17, man. How the other nations, let me just grab it. Revelation 17 and 16. Oh, 17 to 12 I'll start at. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but rather power was as kings, Salaki, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, you know, because basically they're sitting and doing business with this beast, with America, man. You know, therefore what they receive the same benefits as far as, you know, being able to do deals, you know, and stuff like that. You know, being able to receive oil and stuff like that, you know. So they receive power uh with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and their strength to the beast. You know, this is why what you have the UN and you have NATO, the EU and NATO. You know, which, you know, a lot of these other nations, you know, you got Turkey, Greece, France, Britain. You know, that even when you go into the ancient Roman Empire, which America is just another leg of the ancient Roman Empire. All right. America is just another leg of the ancient Roman Empire, man. You know, and what happened towards the end of the ancient Roman Empire, or rather the Eastern, because you had two sectors of the Roman Empire. You had the Holy Roman Empire, and then you had the Western Empire. All right, which they were taken down by their so-called allies, man, the Visigoths, the Sueves. All right, so this is what's happening now. All right, and you know, like they say, history repeats itself. That's why it goes on to say, verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb. Let me see. It's like I start back at 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. All right, they consented together with America, you know, and hey, they sitting down and eating with her, man. You know, doing business, you know, doing trade. All right, but there's going to come a time, like when you skip down to why just continue to read through. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. All right, because they're going to go to war. They're going to go to war with each other eventually, as we see what's growing up. You know, and hey, Yahweh Shai is going to come and mess all of them up, like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. You know, and the words of the Most High are being fulfilled. This is why we see the RFID chip, you know, going more viral. Many people starting to, you know, consent unto Bitcoin, which is really just a precursor to the RFID chip, just making you more comfortable with, you know, having money digitized, if you will. You know, but the words of God are being fulfilled, man. You know, the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai are being fulfilled. This is why you have martial law in certain places of the world, famines in certain, a lot more famines, and, you know, race riots and race wars. All right, the words of God being fulfilled is ultimately going to come to an end when Yahweh Shai returns, and he receives his elect, and at the same time, nuclear missiles are hitting this place. You know, and hey, man, at the appearing of Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai comes, as he said, it's going to be you know, hey, there's going to be fires upon the earth, man. You know, and hey, it's just the more fire. See, we understand that, or for those who don't understand too, you have to understand that the more things happen, it means that the closer Yahweh Shai is to come, the closer Yahweh Shai is. Okay. All right. like in the book of Exodus, as the Lord began to show his face, it was earthquakes and tempests. All right, so Yahweh Shai coming in the stead of the Lord. All right, the closer he gets, the more death, destruction, and devastation is going to happen upon this place. Okay, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. All right, so knowing that, now when we go back to this article, it says the U.S. President Donald Trump's deal of the century has turned out to be nothing but another colonial empire-style plan, ignoring not just the interests of the Palestinians, but the UN decisions as well, analysts told RT. The peace plan that Trump said will greatly benefit both Israelis and Palestinians was little more than a manifestation of Washington's arrogance, the experts agree. It shows that the U.S. believes it can single-handedly decide sensitive issues of international politics that usually fall under jurisdiction of the UN, such as the status of Jerusalem. All right? And this is why we just read the scripture. All right? And the woman which thou sawest, Revelation 17 and 18, is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. All right? And we see who that woman is now, okay? The woman who's always constantly, bullying the whole earth and not giving a damn about consequences, man. Who's making unilateral decisions on his own, or making decisions for everyone, rather. It says, and going so far as decreeing Jerusalem's status, the deal of the century clearly has echoes of the 19th century age of empires which created the current impasse in the Middle East that inspires Slakia. I'll start again. Well, this is a good article too, man. It says U.S. deal of the century, East bias against Palestinians. Washington ignored UN resolutions advisor to Iranian president. Which is the scripture in Jeremiah 49, the least of the flock shall draw him out. Meaning Israel is going to, bring America to the Middle East. In which case they'll go there just for their destruction. So it says, in going so far as decreeing Jerusalem's status, the deal of the century clearly has echoes of the 19th century's age of empires, which created the current impasse in the Middle East that inspires recurring terrorism, said Afshin Ratansi, host of RT's Going Underground. His guest, former ambassador UK to the Palestinian Authority, Sir Richard Dalton, noted that Trump's unilateral decision on Jerusalem's status is nothing short of de facto violation of 2017 emergency UN resolution, and could even be seen by the international body as a flagrant violation of the Fourth Geneva Convention. Yet the Trump administration apparently believes that it has the right to unilaterally defy all these international norms, since it openly endorses Israel's illegal annexations, the diplomat added. The U.S. proposal is extremely unlikely to bring even a hint of peace to the Middle East. All right, and good. Because, as I mentioned before, in Isaiah 57 and 21, all right, it says, there is no peace, saith the Lord, to the wicked. All right, because the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has got a bone to pick with Esau. Is extremely unlikely to bring even a hint of peace to the Middle East, since Washington was apparently more concerned about pleasing its allies in Tel Aviv rather than offering a genuinely feasible solution to the decades old conflict. Palestinians are being presented with a deal that was made exclusively between the US and Israel, and hardly has any regard for their interests at all, said former US diplomat Jim Jatras, adding that the deal looks more like an ultimatum than an agreement. Like everything else in this so-called plan, it is take it or leave it, Jatras said. That is what the US and Israel will offer you, and if you do not take it, they will take more. I think that is why Trump said it was Palestinians' last chance. Either they would settle to the deal offered to them, or they would get nothing. or they will get nothing. That is precisely why this proposal has been a non-starter from the very beginning, believes former Pentagon official Michael Maloof. If you are going to have an agreement, you will need both sides to go along with it. Right now, I do not see Palestinians going along with it, he told RT. Jatras believes that getting Palestinians to sign the deal might not be the goal of this proposal, which opens the way for Israel to further annex Palestinian territories in the West Bank like the Jordan Valley with an approval from Washington. I expect that to happen fairly soon. Trump said that the US will then recognize these annexations as they have recognized the annexations of the Golan Heights, he said. The pompous unveiling of the peace plan was the latest act of political theater by Trump, who has honed his doublespeak skills by confusing and manipulating the American people and now hopes to repeat the same trick with the Palestinians. Which is a devil, just Trump is another devil. All these devils, man, got the forked tongue, man. Say one thing and mean another, according to Psalms 55. All right? For decades, he has lied, reneged, and stolen, and his two-state solution is no different. He and Netanyahu were joined at announcement by ultra-Zionist billionaire Sheldon Adelson and many others who have pushed for and celebrated an endless array of war crimes, Camp noted, adding that the Palestinians were nowhere to be seen. The Palestinian people were not a part of this process. They are being asked to surrender what remains of their rights and sovereignty. The consensus across the board is that this deal of the century could actually bring war to the Middle East, not peace. Palestinians already fiercely oppose this proposal, and attempts to shove it down their throats will only be met with more resistance, potentially leading to a full-blown conflict. Palestinians are already threatening a new intifada as a result, Maloof said. It will create a whole new dimension of violence in the region. All right? This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the battle. All right. So the Most High is putting Esau into a trap, man. The water Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. Again, hey, man, the Lord is hearing our prayers, man. Because Esau thinks he's going to put everybody else in a trap. And the Lord is really putting him in a trap, man. And when the Lord comes back, man, that's the biggest so-called trick there is, man. Nobody believes that the Lord is coming back. But when he does, man, oh, man. All right. When he does, man, he's going to take all of them out. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 28. Behold, in horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where all these nations will be gathered at, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, all right, because Esau, America not only has issues with the Palestinians or them Arabians, all right, them Ishmaelites, but they also got issues with who? The Iranians, man. All right. You know, they just that's another big thing, man. They just killed Iran's top general, man. You know, so you know they're gonna have to pay for that. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, their wild nature. All right. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, to persecute who? To persecute who? The common enemy, Esau, Edom. Then these shall be trouble bled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. All right. So here it is, man. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is pushing Esau into a land barren and desolate, into his trap. All right. Well, he's going to meet his maker, man. You know, since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. All right. So with that, Lord willing, you I can edify. Shalom to the elect.